Okay, so we're done with tax rates, no, for resident citizen, non-resident citizen, resident alien. Okay, so we are now in section 25, tax on non-resident alien individual. Kasi yung pinag-usapan natin sa previous meeting, tax yon for yung mga tatlong taxpayers na nabanggit natin a while ago. So, remember that when you say non-resident alien individual, merong dalawang kinds, di ba? We have those engaged in trade or business in the Philippines and yung isa not engaged in trade or business in the Philippines. So, balikan natin yung principle, kailan ba yung non-resident alien individual engaged in trade or business in the Philippines? Number one, kung meron talaga siyang actual business in the Philippines. Now, if the problem says that he or she is engaged in business in the Philippines, then we will follow that, no? That fact in the problem. Therefore, he is engaged, okay? Second, if the problem does not say so, then you look at the length of stay of the non-resident alien individual. If he stays in the Philippines for an aggregate period of more than 180 days during any calendar year, then that non-resident alien individual shall be deemed a non-resident alien doing business in the Philippines. Okay, remember those principles. If hindi siya engaged, then automatically the non-resident alien is considered as not engaged in trade or business. Now, paragraph 1 of section 25A states that kapag ang non-resident alien daw ay engaged in trade or business in the Philippines, subject siya to an income tax in the same manner as an individual citizen and a resident alien individual on taxable income received from all sources within the Philippines. Meaning to say, yung mga taxes na napag-usapan natin last meeting, applicable din yun for non-resident alien individual engaged in trade or business. Kasi sabi niya applicable daw. Kung ano yung applicable kay resident citizen, non-resident citizen at resident alien, applicable din kay non-resident alien engaged in trade or business in the Philippines. Okay, paragraph 2 of section 25A, cash and or property dividends from a domestic corporation or joint stock company or insurance or mutual fund company or regional operating headquarters or multinational company or share in the distributable net income of a partnership, except a GPP, joint account, joint venture, taxable as a corporation or association, including interests, royalties, prizes, and other winnings. So ano yung treatment natin? It shall be subject to an income tax of 20%. Same, no? Same siya. If you can still recall cash and or property dividends, ito yung kaibahan nila, di ba? Generally, lahat ng mga income tax rate for individual citizen and non-resident alien, resident alien, applicable sila sa non-resident alien engaged in trade or business. Pero with respect to passive income, the rule is different. Okay? Nakuha nyo? Okay. Kasi nasa paragraph 2 ng section 25, nakalagay dito, di ba generally doon sa individual citizen and resident alien, yung cash and or property dividend, 10% yun siya, tama? But here, in non-resident alien engaged in trade or business, yung cash and or property dividend, hindi siya subject sa 10%, kundi sa 20%. Including royalties in any form, meaning hindi magmamatter kung ano yung royalty, whether books, literary works, or musical composition. It doesn't matter, 20 talaga. Kasi kapag non-resident alien engaged in trade or business. Interest, prices, except for prices amounting to 10,000 or less, which shall be subject to tax under subsection A, 1 of section 24. Same lang yung treatment nila for the prices. And other winnings. Teka muna. I-share natin yung previous word no, na ginawa natin last meeting. Para ma-relate ninyo siya at ma-compare ninyo yung difference no, ng mga rates. Okay. Okay, remember, ito yung mga passive income, right? For individual citizen and resident alien. Ito yung napag-usapan natin last time. Now, mag-add tayo ng another column dito. Lagyan natin ng non-resident alien engaged in trade or business. Okay? So, isa-isahin natin. Based dito sa paragraph 2 ng section 25A, ito daw interest income will be subject to 20%. Okay? Nakuha nyo? Nakita nyo sa sa provision? Yung provision na yung pinag-uusapan natin dito. Royalties, 20%. Okay? 20% din yung royalties from books, literary works, and musical composition. Kasi sabi dito, in any form, yung royalties. No distinction. Prizes, except prizes amounting to 10,000. Same rule, 20%. Okay, same rule. Okay. And then we have winnings, other winnings dito sa baba. Saan yung other winnings? Here. Ito yung other winnings, right? Except winnings amounting to 10,000 or less. Oh, same rule sila. Ay, hindi pala sila same rule. 20%. 20%. Ito, 20% except PCSO winnings. So, anong pinagkaiba nila? Ang pinagkaiba nila is, dito, ang exempted lang is yung 10,000 or less from PCSO winnings. But here, lahat ng PCSO winnings, exempted. Okay? Kasi walang nilagay na amount. Ang sinabi lang, except PCSO and Lotto winnings. Okay? But let me correct no the royalties. Meron palang nandito pala sa provided however. Ayan. Provided however that royalties on books as well as other literary works and royalties on musical composition instead of 20%, 10%. Sorry. I thought wala siyang distinction. Interest income from long-term deposit. So, magkano yung ano natin for non-resident alien engage? From long-term deposit or investment in the form of savings, common or individual trust deposits, exempted, right? Exempt, long-term, okay? Same rule. And then, kapag 4 years, 5%, 3 to 4, 12%, and less than 3 years, 20%. Again, balikan natin yung principle, bakit exempted yung mga long-term deposits? In order to encourage long-term investments. Okay. And cash on property dividends, 20%. Okay? So magkaiba sila no sa ano, different yung treatment. Ito, no provision for this. Okay? So yan. Yan yung mga difference nila. Okay? Now let's go to paragraph 3 of section 25A, capital gains. So look at your books. Tingnan yung mga books natin para you can follow. Wala may nag-invite ay dali I admit. Okay. Okay. So capital gains realized from sale, barter, exchange of shares of stock in domestic corporations not traded through the local stock exchange, same rule no under section 24. So meaning to say 15% of the net capital gains kasi same rule. Now, with respect to capital gains, and including real property, same rule. Huh? Same. Section 24D. Okay? So nakuha. Ayan, same rule. Section 24C, okay? So ayan, nabuo na yung ating table no for passive income. Now let's talk about non-resident alien individual not engaged in trade or business within the Philippines. So tapos na tayo sa resident citizen, non-resident citizen, resident alien, and non-resident alien engaged in trade or business. Now we go to non-resident alien not engaged. Okay? Hindi siya engaged. So under paragraph section 25, paragraph B, there shall be levied, collected, and paid for each taxable year upon the entire income received from all sources within the Philippines by every non-resident alien not engaged in trade or business within the Philippines. Cash and or as interest, cash and or property dividends, rents, salaries, wages, premiums, annuities, compensation, etc., including capital gains, a tax equal to 25% of such income. Okay? And if there is a capital gain realized by a non-resident alien individual not engaged in trade or business in the Philippines from the sale of shares of stock in any domestic corporation, real property shall be subject to the income tax prescribed under subsection C and D of section 24. So let me explain that, ha. Okay. So kung sa resident citizen, non-resident citizen, resident alien, and non-resident alien engaged in trade or business, importante na i-distinguish yung ordinary income from the passive income. Okay? Sa apat na taxpayers na nakikita nyo sa Word. Okay? Because yung ordinary income will be subject to Section 24A, Paragraph A. Yung tax table or 8%, right? Kasi ordinary income. Kapag passive income naman, subject siya sa Section 24B. Section 24B and Section 24C and D, okay? But here, dito sa third natin na na taxpayer, non-resident alien not engaged in trade or business, dito sa 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth kind of taxpayer natin, lahat po itong mga passive income, pati yung mga ordinary income ng non-resident alien not engaged in trade or business will be subject to 25%. Okay? Nakuha nyo? 25% lahat yan. Okay? Pero, hindi mo iisa-isahin yan. Ang mangyayari dyan is, i-total lahat, no? Ordinary income plus all passive income times 25%. No deductions allowed. Kasi ang sabi dito, upon the entire income received. So, walang allowable deductions. Okay? Nakuha nyo? So, hindi natin isa-isahin kasi lahat daw ng income, ordinary and passive, subject to 25%. Okay? And the tax base is the entire income. Okay? That is the rule for non-resident alien not engaged in trade or business. However, under second sentence of paragraph B, it is provided here that with respect to capital gains from the sale of shares, no, and real property, ang mag-a-apply ay Section 24, C and D. Okay? So, lagyan natin dito na same rule as Section 24, C. Okay? Naintindihan? Okay, simple lang, di ba? 25% ito lahat, no? Lahat. Ang pinakamadali is for non-resident alien not engaged kasi hindi mo na kailangan i-distinguish yung ordinary at saka passive income. Kasi everything will be computed as if lahat ng yan ay ordinary income. And then automatically, you will multiply that by 25% without any allowable deduction. Kasi for non-resident alien, gross yung tax base natin. No deductions. Hindi siya entitled to 250,000 exemption. So automatically, pag makuha mo yung entire amount, multiply mo agad ng 25%. Except lang kung merong capital gains. Kasi yung capital gains, sabi ng paragraph B, same lang yung treatment no sa lahat ng taxpayer. Okay? So I hope nakuha nyo yung point. Now let's go to special kinds of alien individual. So let's start with paragraph C. Paragraph C of section 25. So look at your book, your notes there. If you have Codal, so kindly go to paragraph C. Okay, you have there an alien individual employed by regional or area headquarters and regional operating headquarters of multinational companies. So nakalagay dyan, merong 15% of the gross income. Okay? 15% yung tax natin. Kapag yung alien individual employed siya no, in a regional or area headquarters and regional operating headquarters no, of multinational companies. And there is a proviso there, additional provision. Provided, however, that the same tax treatment shall apply to Filipinos employed by these multinational companies. Okay? Anong ibig sabihin ng additional provision na ito? Kapag daw ang Pinoy, employed siya by regional or area headquarters and regional operating headquarters of multinational companies, same yung treatment niya sa alien individual employed, who is also employed there. Okay? Nakuha nyo? Meaning to say, this particular provision in paragraph C is an exemption to the rule. Ano pala yung rule? The rule is eto. Nakikita nyo sa ating word, di ba? Ito yung rule, ang general rule. Yung section 24A na subject siya sa tax table or 8%, no? Depende sa option ng taxpayer. 'Di ba? Kapag ikaw ay Pinoy, ang kailangan mo lang i-determine resident ka ba o non-resident. And then magfa-follow na yung kung ano yung rule. Kapag resident, lahat ng income mo will be subject to income tax gamit yung tax table or 8%. Depende. Pag non-resident ka naman, yung income mo lang dito sa Pilipinas, masasubject sa income tax, it's either graduated tax rate or 8% optional. Depende din. But here in paragraph C, there is an exception to the rule. Kung titingnan natin, sabi dito, yung Pinoy daw, kapag employed daw siya sa isang regional or area headquarter and regional operating headquarter of multinational company, same daw yung tax treatment sa kanya. Meaning to say, hindi siya subject to graduated tax rate or 8% as the case may be, but he or she is subject to 15% tax rate on gross income. Okay? Naintindihan? Exception siya sa rule. Okay? Now, what about paragraph D? Alien individual employed by offshore banking unit. So, same rule with paragraph C, 15%. And same tax treatment for Filipinos employed thereat. Okay? Paragraph E. Alien individual employed by petroleum service contractor and subcontractor. So, so same, no? 15% of the salaries, wages, annuities, compensation, remuneration, and other emoluments, no? Received from such contractor or subcontractor. And again, same treatment sa Filipino employed thereat. Okay? Teka muna ha. This is so funny, no? I have read everything, no, from from C, D, and E, and here comes letter F. Sabi dito, these provisions pala, C, D, and E were vetoed by the president, and it was still included, no? I thought that no changes, no, with respect to these provisions, no, of the train law, kasi nandun pa din siya sa train law, kaya lang merong letter F, no, which states that lahat ng preferential tax treatment from C, D, and E hindi na daw applicable. So meaning to say, we've wasted, no, 5 minutes of our time, no, discussing it. But for purposes, no, of kanang ano, 'di ba, discussion, 'di ba, at least you can remember now, no, na wala na pala itong tatlo. So anong ibig sabihin ng pag-veto? It means to say that these kind of taxpayers will now be subject to the regular income tax rates. So wala nang preferential tax treatment. Oh my God. OMG. Yung reason ng pag-veto ng president? Ang reason niya is under Section 1, no, of the Philippine Constitution, which provides that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall any person be denied the equal protection of the laws. So yan yung naging basis ng president sa pag-direct veto ng preferential tax rates. So in line with this, the overriding consideration is the promotion of fairness daw of the tax system for individuals performing similar work. Given the significant reduction in the personal income tax, the employees of these firms should follow the regular tax rates applicable to other individual taxpayers. So ang mangyayari, kunyari regional or area headquarters, di ba? Tapos may employed doon Pinoy, meron ding foreigner. So ang mangyayari niyan is i-identify natin what kind of Filipino is the taxpayer employed, no? Kung resident ba siya or non-resident, okay, ganon. Then yung isa naman, yung alien naman, i-identify din natin if resident alien, non-resident alien engaged, and non-resident alien not engaged. Yung mga ganun, mag-a-apply kasi yung lahat ng rule na nakalagay sa Section 24A and B. Okay? Now, let's go to Section 26, Tax Liability of Members of General Professional Partnerships. So, as a rule, yung mga GPPs, hindi sila subject sa income tax. Gaya ng mga law firms, accounting firms, engineering firms, etc. No, yung mga partnership that are organized, no, for the purpose of practicing common profession, exempted yung partnership entity itself, yung exempted from income tax. But yung persons composing the partnership, such as the lawyers, the accountants, the engineers, subject sila for income tax on their separate and individual capacities. So paano yan? Kunyari nag-distribute na sila ng nag-distribute na sila ng income. So yung natanggap nila na income from the partnership, masasubject na yun siya individually, no, sa mga partners. So i-reflect nila yon, i-declare nila yon under their income tax return, but not under the income tax return of the general professional partnership. Okay? And for purposes of computing the distributive share of the partners, the net income of the partnership shall be computed in the same manner as a corporation. Kasi 'di ba, we treat partnerships as corporations, okay? Here, no, in taxation. And take note that magiging part ng net income, gross income or net income ng partner ay yung mga income actually or constructively received. Anong ibig sabihin ng actually? Meaning to say, natanggap mo talaga actually. Okay? Natanggap mo, na-receive mo talaga. Okay? But when you say constructively, parang based sa books na receive mo na distribute na sa books pero hindi mo pa actually na-receive. So, whether the income was actually received or not, still, or constructively received lang, still kasali siya sa gross income na for purposes of computing the income tax. Okay, we're done with individual income tax on individuals. So next meeting, we will discuss tax on corporations. Punta na naman tayo sa corporations. Okay. So any question? May question ba? Wala? So kindly take a screenshot na lang for the